Hey, I'm Nick, coming at you live from the Procrastination Station. I think I'm talking about games today.
And video games have been at the center of the controversy surrounding gun violence in America.
Particularly violent video games.
And it has experts and some parents alarmed.
This includes the gruesome and grisly video games that are now commonplace.
Okay, so by now I'm pretty sure we're all on the same page about video games. Just because they're violent doesn't mean they necessarily cause violent crimes in society. And I'm sure you've seen all the research articles confirming the fact that there is no link between video games and violence. Just one example would be a study performed by a Dr. Michael Ward. Dr. Ward did a research study with over 1,500 kids, all the kids spanning from ages 7 to 12. Then he studied them for around 20 years until the oldest kid was around 34. This was to test out the correlation between video games and the children's violent behaviors. And of course, Dr. Ward came back with the research that there was absolutely no link. He's even quoted to say, "It would be a shame to needlessly stifle the explosion of creativity and human expression with policy interventions." Now, I'm not saying that I don't trust our president's wise words.
The level of violence on video games is really shaping young people's thoughts.
But I'm pretty sure I trust the wise words of a dozen doctors a lot more. And I'm sure you see these kinds of arguments every day. And if you're anything like me, you're sick of society judging your gaming habits. Now, obviously, overexposure to anything will inevitably have a negative effect on anybody. But today we can just look at the positive effects. Let's look at some ways that video games can actually help people. First off, did you know Call of Duty can be used to treat PTSD in war veterans? In 2015, the Games for Health Journal treated veterans with PTSD with Call of Duty. Now, my initial reaction would be that that's the absolute last game I would want to expose to a war veteran, especially one with PTSD. But hey, I guess I would take playing video games over popping pills any day. And we're learning something new today, so here we go. It turns out the exposure to these games allows some soldiers to learn control over their stress and become more aware of the symptoms their disorder may cause. In fact, one of the veterans in the study, who goes by the name Blue, says that playing the game actually helps him gain control of his post-traumatic stress disorder. Blue basically said in an interview that while he was playing the game, he was able to notice and utilize his breathing, perspiration, and pupil dilation. While playing Call of Duty in a safe, controlled environment, Blue was able to notice when he was starting to have a PTSD episode, and then was able to get it under control before it got any worse. Blue also said that his symptoms are no longer a burden on him because of this newfound control over his symptoms. So I say, good for you, Blue. That's what I like to see. Another man named Alberto was also helped by this study. Alberto says that playing Call of Duty helped him relax. He said, quote, "We were all just sitting there, having a good time, and it made me feel normal. I didn't feel like the oddball or the guy who was about to snap." It's clear here playing Call of Duty is really helping Alberto, not only helping him to control his post-traumatic stress disorder, but also maintain a sense of normalcy and community. And in the grand scheme of things, after all this traumatic stress, that's really all you can ask for. It's really nice to see video games give people like Blue and Alberto the therapy that they deserve in order to regain a life they otherwise wouldn't be able to have. Keep trucking, you guys. And I hope the study helped a lot more people in this situation. So there you go, guys. Video games are used as therapy for sick veterans. If that's not positive, I don't know what is. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. A lot of people like to give the gaming industry a hard time for involving serious real-world issues like abuse and depression. Video games who use these serious themes are often accused of selling these serious ideas as entertainment for profit and nothing more. Take the popular 2018 Quantum Dream game, Detroit Become Human, for example. There's basically a story in the game in which a girl is being domestically abused by her father. Now, this story can easily be used as a way to empathize with children going through this abuse or spread awareness in some kind of way. However, instead of this, the game faced a lot of controversy due to the fact that the public thought the storyline may get an active abuser in real life all riled up. Personally, I think these people, whoever they may be, are seriously grasping at straws at this point, but who am I to say? However, I did do my homework and figured out that video games are actually known to promote empathy within people. Video games have the power to show somebody an entire world outside of their own. All I'm saying is maybe if we didn't think so much about the bad people in the world, we can actually notice what exposure like this can do to help the average person. Video games have always been used as a medium to tell some sort of story, and over time these games have become more immersive. And the more immersive the game got, the more realistic those stories became. A brilliant example being the game That Dragon Cancer by Amy and Ryan Green. Without giving away too much, That Dragon Cancer is about Amy and Ryan's infant son Joel, who was diagnosed with terminal cancer. The game shows us the life, thoughts, and activities of the Greens as they go through this emotional time. I really do admire how the Greens use the video game medium as not only a window into their lives, but also a way to express their sorrow and grief for their son. In the 2016 Game Awards, That Dragon Cancer was awarded the 2016 Game for Impact. The Greens designed this award-winning game to tell their story for their own sake. What's important to realize is that video games, and especially ones like That Dragon Cancer, are not only created to entertain us, but to tell a story along the way and help us learn and grow from what we've experienced through the game. So to wrap up, there seems to be a lot more benefits to playing video games than we initially would have thought. Video games can be used to treat mental illnesses, such as post-traumatic stress disorder. We also see video games in research, rehabilitation, and therapy. It seems evident that when gaming in moderation, the benefits may outweigh the risk. With moderation, gamers can go back to therapeutically playing their video games after a long, stressful day. Okay, alright. Okay, bye.